Oof. Where do I even start? Where do you want me to start from? Should I start from the fact that the Sharks are coming? Should I start from the fact that we just fucking script a win against bottom of the league Wolves that is on 2 points? Where do I start? Arsenal fans, where the fuck do I start? I just swore as well. Um uh, I guess I have to start where I have to start, and that is with let me start with the City game. I'm watching the City game. They are beating Crystal Palace 2-0. I didn't say I expected Crystal Palace to do anything, but one thing that I've noticed is the end of Crystal Palace is going to be those midweek games. They traveled up north, so they traveled to Ireland to play share something. They won the game, but you see, you're playing a game on Thursday. It's like this is the thing. We ain't don't have a big squad, and most definitely the squad that they're going to play, maybe at least maybe two players will come in. But the majority of their squad is going to start. The likes of Lacroix, the likes of I said Lacroix, the likes of Gehi, they will start. They have to, and that's their backbone. So by the time you are traveling on Thursday, you play a game on Thursday night. You travel back Friday morning. You rest. God knows if you are going to train on Saturday, and all of a sudden you are playing in the afternoon and Sunday against second in the league. It's going to be hard for them when you don't have a big squad. But in Arsenal's case, we liken that to injuries. That's the difference. But that game yesterday, I was pissed. I don't know what type of pissed. I can't even describe it. I'm telling you, I genuinely can't describe it. But I was pissed off when I saw the equalizer going. I was like, and I got that feeling that I got after the PSG game again. That feeling of Arteta. There's a and I said this in my match reaction. I don't know. I thought I posted it yesterday night, but I was fuming and I was happy at the same time. So I didn't even know when I did upload the and I had a long day as well. So I had a long week to be fair. I didn't even post the predicted level of match preview, but I don't even know where to start from that game. I think I got that feeling I got against PSG, but against PSG, the thing was that I knew that Arteta had a flow. But I was still trying to understand that which flow are we talking about? What exactly is the flow? And that was like that. Let me just give him the grace. Let me see because he has taken us to this point. Obviously, there has to be a reason why he has taken us to this point. But there also has a reason why he has not taken us. But then I remember that it's still his first job in charge of a team. I didn't know the flow, but yesterday I think I found out the flow. And I was watching this game and I was also watching AFTV's watch along. And honestly, there's something I'll tell you for free now, and I'm not defending your courage. I'm not defending whatever he has done in Arsenal shirt. But I'm telling you that every single reason why Gyökeres hasn't got to the goal is Arteta's fault. See, I'm not going to come here and give you, oh, I'm backing your press. I'm backing a team. I'm backing what I watch. And then trust me, I say this, I watch, I rewatch matches. I watch other teams. I started watching Man City this game and I watched Crystal Palace. There's a reason why I watched this game. I didn't watch this game because I think, oh, Crystal Palace is going to win. As I said earlier, I know that Crystal Palace, the effect of those midweek games on a small squad, we experienced it ourselves in the Europa League in 2019. That's when we got battered by Chelsea 4-1 in the final. We experienced it as well. And I'm telling you the fact, I didn't watch this game to see if Crystal Palace would get anything from City. The reason why I watched this game is that these two teams have one of the best strikers in the Premier, two of the best strikers in the Premier League in Haaland and Mateta. Crystal Palace may be losing, but there's something that they always did. They play to a striker. They play to a focal point. Everything that they do fast, rapid. Before you know it, cross into the box. Before you know it, pass into a striker. The striker doesn't have to come into midfield to get the ball. Foden scored again. What does that tell you about a 10? He's not being coached to stay in the middle. He's not being coached to stay in the center circle. He's not being coached to come back in. And I don't know because that is not how Arteta used to play when he first entered. Because I remember Odegaard being on the edge of the box, getting those type of goals. And now we're going to be blaming Odegaard. It's not Odegaard for you. I don't know why people watch this match. And most of you that watch this match and blame the players, you are saying Arteta out. But this is the thing. You can't blame players and be saying Arteta out. You have to look at these instructions. And these the instructions that are killing us. Last minute, you are defending it. Oh, 1-0 is as bad as it already is. 1-0 is below standards already. But now dropping back in the Emirates, dropping back against 2 point Wolves. 2 points, bottom of the league. It has never happened before since 1970s. 2 points. You're dropping back at home. Why is the manager telling you to drop back? Because that manager overthinks defensively and he doesn't overtake attacking. He's not a balanced manager. Look, I've said it this season. I'm going to back this team. When I say back this team, I'm going to bring back Arsenal. I'm going to back whatever choices Arteta makes because I've given him the grace of this season. I say it so many times. When he now gets to the last part of the season, when we are saying, "Oh, we just lost the Champions League final," "Oh, we lost the league on goal difference," then I can say I can make conversations like, maybe you just give him another. But you see, if you go through like this, I'm sorry, we are getting someone like Luis Enrique. I don't know how Arsenal are going to do it, but the Kroenkes have to have a word. And I think after this, if that happens, we just have to be ready for a new transition period. We have to be ready for whatever comes with that period. It's going to be a shame that we never won anything in this good period if that happens. But we have to have words. The Sharks are coming. Now, I still believe that we're going to win the league because I said that I'm just going to back. Let's enjoy everything, even if this is part of how it is. This is the negative side I'm speaking on. I'm not going to speak much about Gyökeres and anything because I intend to make a video separate on that. Maybe that will drop later this evening or night if I can make it. But yeah, this is just a short analysis. We had 0 shots on target. Gyökeres had 15 touches. Why is that? When I'm saying 15 touches, he had to come and get the ball. There are some things that I see, I'm like, why this Gyökeres is, if you put Gyökeres in Man City, he will score goals. I can bet it with anybody. Even if he's the second striker to Haaland. If he gets opportunity, maybe Haaland gets injured. I'm telling you, and I'm not even going to lie to anybody. But I'm not going to get into that. You see, he cannot, and I said it in my preview after Aston Villa, he cannot coach attackingly. I told him that. I said it in my match preview at the end of my match reaction against Villa after we lost. I said it that if we want to win, we build our defense. Our midfield is solid. We have the likes of Zubendi and Rice. That midfield. Just don't touch it. You can Zubendi and Rice. They are always going to start. You can now decide whether it's Odegaard and Eze. Like I said, in a squad this big, you don't play for form. You play for profile. You play for profile. And that game, I predicted 11. If I'm going for the profile that this game is going to be, it's going to be open and wide open for us. But no, what did we decide to do? Be slowing the game down against Wolves. Even if they are playing low block, their low block is shit. Their low block is so shit that they have to score the 2 own goals for us. We say own goals, but at the end of the day, that comes from us probing as well. So there's space. I watched that game, there's so many space. But no, they will pass sideways, pass backwards. Eze passing back. I've never seen it in my life. So you can't tell me that that's Eze. You cannot tell me that that's Eze's fault. I've watched Eze for 5 years with Olise in Crystal Palace. I had never seen Eze go in an attack. An attack that is fully building. Not that, I just keeping the ball. An attack that is fully building and Eze will pass it back. I've never seen in my whole life of watching Eze. Since when he got to the Premier League. Before his injury, before his Achilles rupture. Even after, I've never seen Eze pass back in an attack, in a counter attack. So you cannot tell me that this is why do we insult Odegaard? I want to know why as a fan base, why do we insult Odegaard? Because if I remember 2023, Odegaard was always in that position and he was scoring bangers. And I'm seeing the new Odegaard, and I think Odegaard, one thing I'm telling people about Odegaard and I'm not saying, Odegaard is taking control of this team. And I don't know if you have seen it. Odegaard is defying Arteta's tactics. And that is why he started easy this match. Odegaard is starting to do what he used to do before. What did Odegaard used to do in that midfield, in that 10? That's what Odegaard is trying. And if you notice, Odegaard has started taking shots again. So Odegaard is trying to defy whatever Arteta is telling him. And I don't know if people don't think that deep as a fan base, but this is the truth of the matter. There are some games you have to control, but there are some games that you also have to score. There are some games that you have to take it by the scruff of the neck. Why don't you do that? He can only coach a spine. He can't coach a balanced team. This is very simple. Just hire an attacking coach. We have a set piece coach as it is. Just hire you hire Gabriel Hines as defensive, and we saw how much our defense improved. So God only knows if he was even well. We used to coach defenses, so I'm not worried about it. But you see how we hired Gabriel Hines, and all of a sudden our defense is we're in conversation about breaking Chelsea's 15 goal record. Haaland has scored again, 3-0 to City. Yeah, but you get what I mean. See how Haaland, see how City are scoring. You don't see their fucking midfielder coming to come and shoot and score. I've noticed this and I noticed this so bad. I don't even want to even tactically analyze it because I'll just be pissed off. Because it's something that we see. It's not something that is intricate. It's something that is very glaring if you look at it. If this is the middle of the park, if this is the middle of the park here, Eze is meant to be here in the 10. But Eze is here. He's now wanting Gyökeres to come here to receive the ball like how Merino does. I don't know if you understood what I meant. We'll have to whip out the tactical pad. Let me see if I can whip out the tactical pad. I might just have to. Because I'm sorry, because that was so bad. Wolves. Sorry, that's Arteta's coaching. I'm telling you, I would do a video on Gyökeres, but I just need to focus on like oh yeah. Let me try to get into the tactical part. Okay, we can see it now. Let me get this up. Okay, so look at this now. Look at how this team is set up. Martinelli here, touchline. Rice here. Hincapié around here. Saliba here. Timber here. White here. White got injured. Izzy here. Saka here. Timber. Izzy more forward like here. Timber here. Gyökeres here. So the way this team is, why are you? I like to call this place Zone 14. Come, let me highlight it. Oof, sorry. Let me highlight it. This space, that space that I highlighted, this particular space. Let's see if I can draw lines here. Sorry. This space. I like to call this space Zone 14. This is where you want your number 10. This is where you want your number 10 holding the ball. This is the space. This is the space that you want your number 10. That is where you want your number 10, for crying out loud. I'm watching the City game. This is the space that Foden scored from. How would you want Eze to be Arsenal fans? How do you want Eze to be impactful if he's never in this space as a guy? For God's, how do you want him if he's never in this? How do you want him to be effective? For God's sake, this is an attacking midfielder and he's finding himself in between the center circle. Oh my days, fam! He's finding himself in between the center circle and the back of four. For Christ's sakes. This is where Eze is playing. Timber is even higher than Eze, and I don't know why Timber is here. Why is Timber here? And this will show you how much he overthinks. This is how to show you how much he overthinks defensively, and he cannot do it in an attacking sense. Because there was no reason that you should upset this backline. There was no reason why you needed to upset it. This backline, there's no reason why you needed to upset it. If at all you needed to do anything, you remove Saliba. You remove Saliba. Then you put, sorry, Miles Lewis Kelly, Hikapie, Simba, White. If you really wanted to just overthink it, this is what you do. If Saliba is not even fit as much. But no, Saliba was even fit. Instead of you to just what? Timber out, Saliba in. Don't overthink it too much. Balance, Saliba, right center back. How we succeed for us. But no, you have to make a stupid call. Why is Luis Kelly not starting? Calafiori is if Ben White didn't go injured. If Ben White didn't get injured, this man will not change this thing. I think that will not change this thing. So why are you overthinking in a back line that has so much quality? Hincapié is an invincible in the Bundesliga. Luis Kelly is shown us he was last season. He carried that defense in a way. He went to the Bernabeu, he did it. He went to the Etihad, he did it. He went to Anfield, he also did it. So he's more than capable. In a team that is going to have spaces, those type of runs that he used to make, that he can make runs, all of a sudden you see but no, you will not do that. You have to go and play in Capi. Why? Why are you upsetting the balance of something that you have good? This is what happened against Aston Villa 2023 when we lost the league. Why were you going to go and upset the balance of what has been winning you games by starting Havertz in midfield? But why? Let's think of why. Why? The possibility that we could have lost that game. Sunderland is beating Newcastle, by the way. That's mad. Villa scraped a win to West Ham. Forest slapped Tottenham 3-0, you know. Crazy. Forest absolutely slapped Tottenham. I have Theo in my team, you know. Anyways. But as I was saying, that's the fact. That's the fact. Sorry. That's the fact. He's not a good. He cannot coach a balanced team. That is why when one is lacking, one is winning. When one is winning, one is lacking. We always ask, why is it 1 in, 1 out with us now? That's the reason. Now, am I going to support him to the end of the day? I'm going to. I'm going to do a video on Gyökeres alone. See Eze. See where Eze was playing this game. It will never be effective for me. The way you are not playing over the top balls, you are not playing balls into Gyökeres. You can't even get into spaces to play the ball into Gyökeres like this. Nobody can play the ball up. Nobody can get into this space for Gyökeres. Nobody can get the ball into this place for Gyökeres. Nobody. They will never. The only player that does it, maybe Zubimendi when he comes forward. Zubimendi can manage to do this and just like, but nobody does it. Eze is the only player that will do it. Odegaard is the only player that will do it. But you are making them sit deep. It will never work now. So this attacking phase of play, the attacking fluidity is not there. It hasn't been there from the start of the season. But we've been winning games. Why have we been winning games? Because if you don't concede, you're not going to lose. That is why we have been winning games. We talk about good to see. I'm not saying that good defensive coach can't win the league. We've seen it with Mourinho. But at the end of the day, if you don't concede, you're not going to lose. By the end of the day, if you also don't score, you're going to draw and you're going to drop points. Now, the other part is that oh god, there's another one that really bugged me. You're 1-0. You're 1-0 down. Let me take the tactics. I think I've done everything I need to do with the tactics, but you're 1-0 up against bottom of the league Wolves. That's enough wreckage of standard. But having to go back and defend was the absolute pinnacle of what I experienced yesterday. Was the absolute so see, if you are going to blame players, don't. That's simple advice I'll give you. Don't watch the match and understand the instructions. Watch the match and take in what just happened. Watch the match with a brain that works ticking, not with emotion. You are past the point of emotion. Emotion is for people that have shame. You've bought to the league 3 times as a team, as a club. We are fans. We've supported this team. You don't get to have shame now. You do not get to have shame now. Watch it without shame. Watch it with absolute honesty. I said I'm going to back these teams. I'm going to back this team. Fans always say the worst things, but when they say the worst things, they say the worst things about the wrong things. When we watch this match, everything that happened in that Wolves game was a result of management. Look, that's the negative side. That's the negative side. I'm going to express all that. I'm going to talk about players. I'm going to talk about Gyökeres in another video. I'm not going to do it in this live. I'm taking targeted 30 minutes. Sorry, my brain just stopped working. But if we are going to be honest, if we are going to call a spade a goddamn spade, we need to watch these matches with the brain and the intricacy of a football fan that has not won anything in 6 years and a league in 2021. Come on, man. That is a Arteta disaster class. We won the game, but it's a disaster class. Now let's look on the bright side. I'm not a negative person. I'm not a negative person. But those are all my thoughts. I think that game was Arteta disaster. Sunderland won the what they call it. What's the name of the derby? Is it is it North? Is it, I can't remember. But that's crazy. Sunderland are wanting to do a Leicester, but they are staying up. They are definitely staying up. But how did I say it? Let's be positive. This type of matches they can happen, but it's all about how much it happens. I think we saw something like it Fulham versus Man City. We saw it as well. So it's not something that is new in the world of the Premier League. You always have this type of games. Luck has to be on your side if you're going to win. Luck has to and always has to be on your side. There's no way you're going to go into a football match, have a football season with no luck. I think sometimes you just have to have luck on your side sometimes, and I think we've seen this type of. I remember one of the games that I used to watch. One of the games I watched, 2020 against Burnley. They were bottom of the league. I think they were going to relegation, and they beat us tough more. I remember those days we didn't have luck. We played well in that game. That's what made me cry the most in that game because we played well, but it just wasn't meant to be, and wasn't meant to be. It was. That's how football is. But sometimes in this type of games, these are the type of games that throw you off because these are the type of teams that have nothing to lose. Those are the type of games that are usually hard. Teams that have nothing to lose, and you look at it and you're like, you just need a little bit of luck. And I think we saw Fulham versus Man City. It was a goal line clearance. And lest we forget, it was a goal line clearance that stopped that from being a draw when City were 5-0 up. That's even worse. You get. But we have to look on the bright side. But looking on the bright side as well, we have to be we have to have sense as well. We have to look at what was the problem. And look, that game, I don't think it was the players because I think the players really act on the instruction that they're given, except they talk to each other and take it by the scruff of the neck. And look, I'll never say Arsenal players can play because I know the levels that this player can go. I think the only player that was defying every instruction was Saka. And Saka, if he was given the opportunity, he would have scored the goal that will win us the game. And sometimes I think those players, the only thing I'll blame players is that sometimes they just need to have their own association and know we have to win this game. What's this guy saying? Why should be passing sideways? We have the ability to go. We are at the top of the league for a reason. They need to tell themselves that. They need to believe. But yeah, 1 week break. Then we go to Everton away. The new stadium, the Hill Dickinson Stadium. It's going to be a hard game. but it's also going to be we also have an advantage. Iliman Njai and Idrissa Gana Gay are going to be going. Who else is going to be going? I don't know. They're going to be going for AFCON, so at least they don't have those. The only players that could worry us maybe Kenan Dusbiol, but I think he's injured. Is Kenan? Let me check the news. But I'll do a preview of that game. Kenan Dusbiol. Um, Let me see. Oh, I think he got injured. So that's another plus for us. So maybe the most dangerous player that we have to play, the most dangerous that we have to play, maybe Thieno Barry, Ghana, then there are big defenders as well, Tarkowski and the other guy, I forgot his name, the one that got slapped up. But yeah, I'll do a match preview of that. But we should have the advantage. We need to bounce back. We have 1 week rest now, no midweek games. We can just go on and rest, recover, some training. Hopefully, one or two players could be back. I don't know when Havertz is going back to training, but hopefully, we just need good news. I don't know. December is always hard, but if you look at it, we've only lost once this December. We're already 14 days in. We have a lot of games left. We have Everton, I think, then we have Crystal Palace. So this is what is Declan Rice can rest a bit because I think he still wasn't. I think he was a bit ill. But yeah, we won the game 3 points. Look on the bright side. Sometimes you need a bit of luck, and luck we got. Luck we got. Like, subscribe, comments, thoughts. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again with the match preview. No, I'll see you again with that Gyökeres video explaining everything about Gyökeres and players in general under Mikel Arteta. And yeah, peace.